Okay, well, that was a waste of time today. Um, I just got done talking with the massage clinic, um, and my mom's boss was under the impression that I was just coming in about a massage apprenticeship, not to work for her. I guess they just hired a front desk person, and she's all tatted, which that's awesome. Makes me jealous that that couldn't be me. They were like, yeah, we've actually had to let people or ask people to leave early because of the weather. So, damn it. Back to the drawing board. I will say, though, that the drive over here was a lot. I really don't want to have to drive more than like 10 minutes to work. I saw like 3 accidents almost happen, and it just felt like a very long drive. And with fuel, that adds up. And I wasn't crazy about that. Also wasn't crazy about getting home so late, because seriously, after like 5:36 there is no parking. Part of the reason is because we're having 3 new apartment buildings going up right now, and so half of our parking lot is closed off, and that should start opening up in May. Hopefully I'll have good parking again at any time of the day. Yeah, like right now I tend to have a friend pick me up whenever we want to hang out, so that I don't have to lose my parking. It's pretty shitty. Oh, and there's like 7 handicap spots in front of my building. And if you look at other apartment buildings, they have like 1 or 2 handicap spots. Mine has 7. And there are people that park in those spots that don't have placards. And I always want to do that, but I'm scared that the moment I try to do it, I'm going to get into trouble. So I just don't. But oh gosh, I guess my mom didn't fill her in on anything, which I'm kind of surprised about, to be honest, because my mom, she really likes to meddle. And I just kind of assumed she told them that I quit my job and all that. But she was like, no, I had no idea. And, I was looking forward to talking with her, because I knew that I wouldn't really have to explain why I left my job. Like the owner of the clinic knows how my old job is and how they treat people. So my mom actually used to work for them, and I have 2 aunts that also worked for them. One aunt actually was let go about 2 years before she was going to retire, and she put in, I think, like 30 years with the company. Anyway, there's a lot. Like, when the owner of the company passed, everything just went downhill, because he took really good care of his employees. But after he died, everything just went to absolute hell. So I stayed there for so long, like I said, because of, tattoos, piercings, hair color. I can listen to stuff all day long while I work. But the other reason is because I had like 3 hours of PTO every week. It was actually set to go up when I hit my 9 years in July. So that kind of sucks. I maintained my 401k with them. Oh gosh, what was I gonna say? I'm umming a lot. I'm sorry. I forgot what I was just gonna touch on. The other reason that I've been, so my drive to work used to be only 12 minutes, and then it became 7. So that was another huge perk to working there. And my job was very easy, like too easy, you know? So I got comfortable, and I just put up with a lot. Even working at the other warehouse. So like when I started in Mount Vernon. And then 5 months after, I was like, I do not want this job anymore, because I was working second shift and I just wasn't feeling that. So I went to put my 2 weeks in, and my manager at the time was like, well, if you're moving to Springfield, you know, you should have a job. Why don't you just take the job out there, you know? And he's like, we have a position. And so I was like, okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So I ended up staying with the company. And then I was at one warehouse for a while in Springfield. And then it's kind of confusing. I'm trying not to say like too much as far as like, you know, I don't want anything to come out of me talking poorly about this company. But just basically, I was at the warehouse that I was at when I left, and then that got chaotic. So I ended up going to the other warehouse where I told you that I was very isolated, you know, very low interaction with humans. And then I was there for about, let's see, so, okay, Mount Vernon for 5 months, then one warehouse in Springfield for about 3 years. And then I went to the other warehouse where it was more isolated for about 5. And then now I'm back, or I was back at the other warehouse that I started at when I came to Springfield. I'm sorry. I know that was a very confusing way to put that. But anyway, I have just been through the ringer with that company for a multitude of reasons. I just can't even tell you the amount of ridiculousness that I have put up with working there. So it was just time to move on. But God, I really kind of shot myself in the foot as far as, okay, like time of year, I should have waited till like spring or summer to freaking quit that job so that I could, I don't know, take an actual vacation when it's not frozen ground outside. And another thing, I earned 6 hours of PTO through a wellness program. I actually got an email like 2 days before I quit saying that I won 6 hours, and HR was like, oh yeah, no, because you're not with the company anymore, you don't get that PTO. So I was like, that's kind of BS. Like, I earned that. And then we would get bonuses every 3 months or so. And had I waited maybe a week longer, I would have gotten a $300 to $400 bonus. But HR said I didn't qualify for that because I wasn't with the company anymore, which again, I'm like, I contributed to that bonus. Like that one I can understand a little more than the PTO, but even still, like I feel like I earned both of those, and to me that's pretty crappy that they're not going to pay out. But I am collecting unemployment. So there's that. You know, when I talked with HR and, you know, let them know my plans that I wasn't going to stay any longer. I asked if I would possibly be able to collect, and they said they were not denying any applications right now. So that's a positive. I think that's definitely going to help me out while I am trying to find something to do. Gosh, you know, if it was closer to my lease being up, I think I really would just say, you know what, I'm getting out of Springfield, like, without a doubt. Because I mean, there is still this part of me that is like, just do it, you know, just make it happen finally, just get out of here. Like, friggin', I don't know, put your stuff in storage, live out of your car, roam around, find a place, and then, you know, settle in wherever. Or, you know, whatever place speaks to you, whatever place calls, you know, pulls you. But, you know, right now, since I don't have my job, I mean, that was one of the biggest things, you know, it's like, I want to leave, but I have this stable job, right? And I have this apartment that I really love. So those were like the two things that were keeping me here. And now I'm like, well, half of that equation is gone. So it's like, I kind of wish my lease was up so that it would almost force my hand. I don't know. I think, you know, as a person that struggles with anxiety, it's very difficult because I kind of live, I don't want to say in a fantasy, but I definitely do daydream a lot. I put myself in like certain scenarios and I think like, oh, maybe I can go this route, you know. But then it's so hard to like put your foot on the gas and make it happen, you know, because there are so many what ifs, and I just like doubt myself out of things, you know. But at the same time, like, flip of the coin, like, I am very resilient. I have done some things in my life that I think a lot of people would be very surprised about, you know, especially knowing that I am somebody who suffers from anxiety. Like, even sitting here right now, my heart's going a million miles an hour, just because I had to go and talk to potential employers, you know. And I keep saying them and all of that, employers, because it was the owner of the company and then her hiring manager. So, yeah, they were both like, wait, what? We thought you were here for an apprenticeship. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm here for a job. So we were all taken aback. But no, it's like, I even though I struggle with my innards feeling jumpy, I am a very brave person. You know, I really am. I am. It's like, I will do and say things regardless. Like, no matter how much fear is going on inside of me, I will stand up for myself and I will make things happen. But being an anxious person, I do tend to backtrack and doubt myself and, you know, second guess. And I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just human nature, but I feel like if I didn't have an anxiety disorder, I would probably be even more spontaneous than I am. And maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's a good thing that I'm not so spontaneous, because I am pretty dang spontaneous. And I can't imagine just being even more, yeah, just, I don't know, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. I guess I've just wanted to try living out of my car for so long. Like, I'm a minimalist. I got rid of so much stuff before I moved into my current place. And then when I moved into my apartment, I don't know why, but I just kind of went wild. Like, I spent $4,000 just on all kinds of random stuff, and I have sold most of it, but I still do have quite a few items that I purchased when I moved into my place. I don't know, I guess I just felt like I was hoarding money, and it was kind of like, well, what are you doing? You know, like, why don't you just spend this money on yourself? Like, have some fun for once, you know? because I can get very squirrely with my money. You know, I just save it and save it and save it. And I was like, well, I don't even have a purpose. Like, what am I saving for, you know? And so yeah, I did. I just kind of went ham. And now I'm slowly purging those items so I can get back to my more minimalist. I mean, I'm still like super minimalist, but not to where I was prior. So like before, I had 2 carloads worth of stuff, and now I have probably 4. And I drive a Nissan Cube. So if that puts it into perspective. But anyway, I'm always like, why don't you just, you know, sell most of your stuff, and whatever you can't sell, put it in storage, live out of your car, roam around, just do it. You know, I've wanted to do this for like at least a decade, maybe, well, let's see, 2014 was when the minimalism bug bit me, and then, you know, van life, car life, all that stuff, tiny homes, like that was just all just in my head all the time. And I'd be at work just fantasizing about quitting my job and, you know, tossing all my shit in my car and going. Like, I can't even tell you how much I think of that, and how many YouTube videos I watch about those topics. And oh my gosh, I even found a chick on YouTube that was living out of her cube, and she gave me a lot of really cool ideas. But I was like, if she can live out of her cube, so can I. So anyway, my whole point is to say I wish that it was closer to my lease being up, because then I feel like I would just fucking do it already. But then I don't know, maybe I wouldn't. You know, when I was, well, I still am saving, but when I was like saving, I told myself when I hit a certain number that that was it. I was going to get on the road. I hit that number and I was so excited. And this was like right around the time that I was about to move into my apartment. So it would have been perfect timing, because I wasn't in a lease. All I would have had to do was quit my job, and then, you know, it would have been, that would have been it. But, oh, I know. I was like, but why didn't I go? So, I have been dealing with TMD okay, I had braces when I was 29. I got braces, and I had those on for like 3.5 years. Well, back at that time, they used to pull bicuspids. So they don't do that anymore, because when you pull those teeth, it messes up your alignment. Which is what happened to me. So back in like 2020, I think it was 2020 or 2021. I want to say it was 2020. I started going to my orthodontist to treat my TMD that was caused by my first round of braces. And they told me initially it was going to be like 1.5 years. Well, here I am, like 3.5 years later. I don't know, gosh, me and dates, I swear. But anyway, it's been a long time, and I'm still in them. So I actually have Invisalign right now. I've got the bottom tray and I don't have the top in. But that's why when I hit that number, I let that be the excuse as to why I didn't leave, because I'm still in my braces. And I know that I could just go to a different dentist, but, you know, I'm familiar with this guy and he's familiar with my case, you know, and I just don't want to have to do that. So anyway, I wonder if I'm ever gonna get the courage to follow my dreams. I mean, I guess part of the reason I'm hesitant is because it's like, oh my gosh, what if I lose all my comforts here and then I'm never comfortable again? You know, I never find my footing again. But like I said, you know, I'm half-footed right now. I've only got 1 foot right now. So I just need to bite the bullet and get rid of the apartment side. I don't know. I'm pretty discouraged though about not getting a job here at the clinic. I mean, overall, because yeah, like I said, there are some cons for sure, especially the no benefits. Because yeah, if I had to take time off, I would be screwing myself out of money. No 401k plan. I'd have to, that's another thing I gotta figure out, is rolling my 401k out of my last employer's account. I don't know. I gotta find out if I can just leave it there, or I don't know what to do. I'm a fucking investor. Anyway, you know, no health benefits of any kind. You know, she said that she would be willing to match what I was earning at my last job, but, you know, having to provide my own benefits as well as spend more in gas to get over here, you know, I would probably be making quite a bit less to work here than what I was making. So maybe it's a good thing that it didn't work out. God, I'm just dreading having to interview and having to like explain why I left my job. Ugh. I mean, I guess I'll just be as truthful as I can without saying too much, you know, just it was time to go, and HR allowed me to leave on good terms, and I'm still rehirable should I wish to return. But gosh, I just really want to find a job that doesn't feel so much like a job. That was one thing that I was looking forward to with this clinic. You know, it seems like a very chill environment. I mean, still professional because it's a, you know, medical clinic, but not so professional that I feel like I had to stick up my ass all day. Gosh, I just really wish and hope that I can find something that suits me, you know, just something fun, something that makes me feel alive again and puts some pep in my step. So yeah, back to the drawing board. You know, and this is really a crossroads. Like, this is like, man, I could take things in so many directions. I just don't know what direction, you know? Okay, I should probably get off of here and get out from in front of the clinic. Probably like, why is she still here? We're not hiring her. Go away. Oh man. Yeah, and they did say, like, you know, if you want to do the apprenticeship, you know, just let us know and we could probably have you do something around here part-time. And I was like, I don't know. Because it's like, yeah, okay, great, but I would have to spend $6,000 and go to school, and I don't even know if I could collect unemployment or if unemployment would be enough to keep me afloat. I mean, I have a savings, I have money, I just don't necessarily want to see it get below a certain point, you know? So I'm trying to at least keep myself above a certain number. Yeah, just lots to think about, lots to chew on. And I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go chew some more. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.